Yeah, yeah. Everyone's still over at the other estate and Steph is still sleeping.
Alright. I imagine that with things as tense as they are, if the rest of your family found me here, that probably would. Emotions are too high right now.
They're all next door.
Yes.
Most of them are. I don't know, after you rested, I went over there to check on things, and then I turned into a wolf and I went to a desecrated cemetery. I stood on the edge of a cliff and I howled at the moon for a few hours.
It does feel better. How are things over there, if I might ask?
I don't know. When I left, Maisie had woken up, but I didn't talk to her. I assumed that she only wants certain people right now.
Alright.
I'll talk to her later if she wishes.
I care for Maisie, but I'm not particularly close to her, particularly since so much of your family is there. I'm not going to push myself in any capacity.
I wouldn't ask you to. Maisie has been my best friend for almost 7 years. I knew her before they did. She's kind and sweet. And now she will struggle. I'll do my best to help her through it. Though I assume my mother will wish to, considering she is her sire now.
Yes.
I was asked at the castle we sieged if I had ever turned anybody. And I said no, I never would. I mean, that's kind of true. If Seth wanted it, I would let myself do it. It is just adding on to the list of things that keeps growing.
I know. I didn't expect to sire anyone, truthfully. I only did because Khoras Khan asked it of me. It's what he wished for. It was his choice. He was getting hurt. He wanted to learn more, study more. He felt he has sought knowledge, and he knew there was more knowledge of magic that he could learn as a vampire, as a rotling, than as a human, especially one who'd been so hurt, notably by your mother. I have a great many feelings about your mother, Livi.
So do I.
A treasure trove. That I keep locked away to the point where last night I rode to her door with Hannah to pay a visit, to try and be polite and political, and to put my best foot forward in the name of peace. Because I can stomach what I have to for something bigger than me, despite what she's done. Despite what she's done to my sireling, even though it was before he was my sireling.
I wonder if there is a part of me that in many ways is like her. Today brought something out in me I didn't know I was capable of. A complete disregard for life. A rage and fury so deep that it felt like it was seeping into who I am. A desire to harm, a desire to kill. And a small part of me enjoyed it a little bit. Not that I killed anyone, because I didn't. I raised blades, yes, but I didn't kill anyone. But if I was given the opportunity to, I would have. Instincts I have not felt in a long time. I forgot that I had humanity when I was out there. And that terrifies me. Because if I was willing to do that for my mom, some deity only knows what I'd be capable of if it was Seth. But I know that doesn't make me like her. At least I hope it doesn't.
You're not your mother, dear. You didn't take that choice from Maisie. You didn't kill all those people when you had the chance not to, the choice not to. Today, in a sense, your hand was forced. This cycle. Hunters, bandits, whatever they were. I forced your hand. The way Jezebel forced mine when she nearly killed Lady Thanavi. I don't throat rip in battles, Liviana. I'm not the person who sends others to ash. I've ordered it before, yes. I've ordered the undead to finish someone off. But not me. Not my daggers. Not blood on my face. But in the silver mine, I insisted, when Jezebel fell, I would be the one to slit her throat. I would be the one to tear her apart. I made sure of it. Because of what she did to my family. What she continued to do to my family. And she deserved it. Because of what she almost took from me. Because the way she hurt my lady. Would you like to know what happened, Livy, that day?
Yeah. If you want to share.
Were you there in the room at Masha's tower? I don't remember. I don't know how much you saw.
No.
We had just about completed the ritual. Lady Thanavi was the center of it. All of the magic we had pulled was stored in her. It was almost done. It was almost working. That's when Jezebel struck. She disrupted the ritual. She caused the backlash. It nearly killed Lady Thanavi. We rushed her to the spire. We had to try and pull the magic out of her as fast as we could. But it wasn't enough. And she exploded. She turned to ash in one of the most violent ways imaginable. And I was afraid. I was so afraid she wouldn't come back. She was carrying so much magic. So much magic. That when it turned on her like that, because of what Jezebel did, how she hurt my family in a way she doesn't know and can never know. Because we can't show that weakness to her.
You can't show that weakness to your enemy.
No.
Because they'll and use it against you.
I know, and I've known for a long time. If she had not come back, I would have hunted Jezebel to her final death, or until my own.
I would do the same, Karina. I planned to give my mother a chance to explain what happened today. To tell me the truth. People from our homeland don't just come knocking for no reason, making accusations that she slaughtered families. The problem is I believed them. After what I have seen here, I believed them. If she did do it, I want to know why. I want to know how. I want to know what gave her that authority. Why life was so meaningless. called her butcher. They seem so intent on getting me up there with her, alone. Like I, too, had committed some kind of crime. But I believe I am only guilty by association. I would hope I am only guilty by association. Because I do not recall the entirety of my life being in my homeland, committing any crime.
I don't know. It's possible. It's likely that to them you were a pawn. You were her daughter. That was your value in that moment. Your value to them was that you were related to her and they could use that. Whether or not it was true. They had that power, and they were willing to use it. When things get ugly, I'd have been willing to use it.
I would have too. I understood that when I went in there, I wasn't the daughter of Valeria Mancini. I was an asset of Valeria Mancini. I understood that I was walking into a place where I was outmatched in every way possible except maybe one. And I still went in because I had enough faith in myself, in my training, in everything I've done. We would have walked out. I don't need to be told people are proud of me. I don't need to be praised or worshipped or thanked. I need people to stop treating me like I'm some fragile little doll. Because I went in there. I raised a blade. I put my life on the line without hesitation. And I am the reason that we got out the way we did. Whether they see it that way or not, that is on them.
You were. You used the tools at your disposal, you bet your life, and you won. You made it happen. You made it work.
It wasn't an easy choice to make, Karina. I had to run every possible outcome, and I had only moments to decide.
That is how it always goes. You cannot pretend things. You have to look back. And you cannot pretend things looked perfect because they never do. That is simply how it goes. That's simply how it goes when...
I know that now. And I've always known that I've been valuable. But to actually be in a position, in a different circumstance, I trusted myself. I trusted my ability. And I took a leap of faith. And I got lucky, in truth. I'm not encouraged to do anything like that again. by my sister, but I fear I have a conversation with my mother and possibly my aunt telling me the same thing.
But I am proud of you, Liviana. I'm not going to tell you it as empty praise. I'm proud that you are becoming the person who can make that choice. Because when I met you, you weren't. You would not have been willing to put that on the line, to step in front of everyone else. And I do see that.
These lands have taught me how to become someone else. And I remember when I had a conversation with you, I told you I didn't know what she looked like yet. I know what she looks like now, Karina.
I think I do too.
And I'm proud of her. Because I know a lot of people, they look at me and they think a spoiled Mancini, Harris, a coward. Too caught up in her rags and riches to care. But today, everyone that was present, my family, the Darkwoods, whoever else, some I didn't recognize, they saw who I become. And I don't know in what world a mother wouldn't be proud of her daughter. But I expect her not to be proud.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that that's how it is for you. I think you did your best. I think you did what you thought was right. I think you found a way, not someone else telling you how to, not someone else doing it for you, not someone else saving you, not a guard protecting you. You did this. You did that. You got her out without her throat getting torn. You got them out without it becoming lethal. You made a choice. You crossed that line. You kept them safe. And you can be proud of yourself for that, even if other people don't say it, because you knew, and you know, in that moment what you're willing to do, what you're willing to risk. Exactly what you're willing to do when it really comes down to it. There's thought that you're defined by the decisions you make in those hard moments, what you do when everything's on the line. I think you made one of those choices today, Liviana. And I think you can be proud of yourself for that. Proud that you didn't cower and wait for someone else to take charge. You did it.
I am proud, Karina, even if others aren't or they don't understand. I'm proud of it. And I do it again. I don't want to have to do it again. If I can find a more peaceful resolution, I would admittedly prefer that, but I will not shy away from a battle or a negotiation in a battle. That was who I used to be. Someone who hid behind guards. Her name. That's not who I am now.
And I see that. And I'm proud of you for it. Nobody wants to have to make those choices. But you're able to. And that's something that matters. It's something that matters a very great deal.
It does. And I thank you for being here, Karina. It means a lot to not have to process it alone. Even though I actively pushed other people away. Those people were family, though.
I'm glad I can be here for you.
And I'm sorry for the wave of emotions. It must have been a lot all at once.
Remember, dear, I'm connected to a lot of people. Yes, it was a wave, but it's not like I can't handle it. I'm very used to the bonds that I share with those around me, those of my cluster. Even when one of them glows red hot, it's nothing I can't handle.
I'm glad. I hope that soon I can share feelings of happiness with you. Or something less dramatic, I suppose is the word.
Of course, and I think you will. What remains to be seen is how Maisie takes to the chain. I'm unsure how hungry she is right now and how difficult the presence of humans will be for her. It varies. In the first months, everyone starts to look like food. Isolation can be necessary, at least to a degree, so that you can learn control. You, I suppose, wouldn't have experienced it, but I did. I was turned when I was an adult. There is a ravenous hunger that comes with it. It is uncontrollable for a time. Anything looks like a meal and you can't help yourself. Even the bodies of your dead killers look like a meal.
We have a small collection of pure-blooded individuals. I will let her know about. We have a Brutus and a Walker. When she was human, she seemed to favor Scholar, so I can make sure she gets some of that as well if she needs it.
Make sure
She won't go hungry.
don't let her into those rooms. Not for a while.
I don't plan to.
There is a very high chance that the first time she smells that much live pure blood that she frenzies.
I plan to draw the blood myself and give her some bottles. I won't take her into the... I refer to them as guests. We each have our room, ironically.
I see.
Space. Yes, I won't let her in there. And there are no... Many refer to them as prisoners in the shelter. They're only in here. I will care for her how I can, and how she will let me. If she'll let me. Right now I am just giving her space.
Alright. I want to check in on her myself. I will also give her space, particularly while your mother is there. I don't want her to get the wrong idea. I was told last night, I was at the Academy Research Division, that even though it was neutral ground, if Ulrich saw me, he wouldn't be able to control himself. He would try to attack me. Truthfully, I don't really know why. And I expected better of him, particularly after his talks on honor to my face.
Well, I just want all of this to be over. And I wish people would have respect for neutral grounds and neutral parties.
I do. I always have. I've never attacked someone on neutral ground, outside of a sparring ring.
You're an exception, though. I mostly mean knocked him.
Truly, I'm surprised. I had to leave what was a quite pleasant conversation, truthfully, because of him. So I can't say I'm not annoyed about it. But I did. Seemed he needed to talk with Roran or Philemnia or somebody, I don't know.
I don't know how well you know Marjorie, but it appears she's made her way to the Oasis.
Has she?
Yeah.
Does she...
She's
Is your family still next door?
I will go and have a look at who is still present. I know Emery and Maisie are currently speaking. Let me see what outside looks like.
Alright, you can ask Marjorie if she wants company.
I will. I'll send her a letter.
Alright.
Give me a moment. My family doesn't appear to be there, but Hannah is there. Emery and Maisie are currently speaking outside.
Say hello to Maisie. Or at least be there.
Hannah motioned to give me space, but I can take you over anyway.
I'm not... I'm just thinking whether or not it's a good idea. Whether I want to risk revealing that I've been here with you talking.
It is up to you.
I'm more concerned for you, dear. How people would react if they find out that you have such an association with me.
Oh, imagine if they found out we had a blood bond.
I will assert my will.
I will let you choose. I haven't written to Grandma yet, but she is in the Oasis. If you just wanted it, that's to you.
I write her, ask if she wants company. I think Marjorie knowing that we're friends is alright.
As do I.
If she wants company, we can be company.
I
So
need
it shall
to
be.
tend a couple of spirits, but you are more than welcome.
Alright.
Drink. I will assert my will.
Be well. I'll see you soon.
Well,
Oh, Karina.
Oh, hello, Jamie. Hello, Tilly.
hello.
How are you?
We're doing
Quite
well.
I will say you strike quite a pose of lurking on the edge of the farming property.
Sorry, I was just pausing for a moment to tend to a few things.
Oh, of course. We were just going to check out the homeless shelter. I do hope you are well.
I hear it's a hard day there right now.
Oh?
What?
There's not really an easy way to put this. Maisie's a vampire.
What happened?
From what I heard, some hunters, bandits, people from back home went and kidnapped Valeria. They went to get her back. Maisie got killed in the ensuing crossfire.
She died?
Yes,
For the machines?
yes.
I suppose I'll have to visit Emery.
Emery is at the door speaking with her right now, from what I know.
They're acting real weird over there at the shelter.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just found out why.
Yes. Maisie's a vampire. There's not really an easy way to put it.
Wait, what? Maisie. Wait, but I saw her right there. She was like. She's a vampire? Wait, what? What happened?
The short of it that I learned is that a group of people from, I don't know, their homeland or whatever, they kidnapped Valeria. Yes, they kidnapped Valeria. Maisie fought. And now she is a vampire. Marjorie, I was looking for you, actually.
Oh?
I was going to ask if you wanted company, since I heard what happened.
particularly, but I do appreciate the thought.
Very well. I gave Roran and Tilly and Jamie the short of it. There's not really an easy way to put it.
No, there is not. Thank you, I suppose. It is appreciated, Karina.
I care for you, Marjorie, and I'm sorry.
The care is appreciated. The apology is not. You have nothing to be apologizing for.
I'm sorry it happened, dear. Not that I had anything to do with it. I will... If you wish to be alone, then I will leave you alone. But know that I care.
You're more than welcome to accompany me. I don't give a damn. Arthur, come on. I am going to make this very clear to everyone here at the shelter. Maisie is still a member of it. And if you treat her differently because of what has happened, you will no longer be welcome on the grounds.
Who turned her?
Why do you want to know?
Because
It matters.
That is her decision to speak. And if she does not wish to talk this cycle, it will be respected.
did she want to be turned?
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Thank you all.
How long has it been since it happened?
A turn, maybe two. A day at most. So please forgive me and the rest of us if we are not the most gracious at this time.
Right, sure.
I'll feel bad about that next cycle.
If you guys need anything, let me know.
Tell Jamie and Lauren it wasn't an insult, but an apology.
I will.
In a good mood.
Tilly,
Yes.
if they wish for a recount of what happened from someone who was present. I was present for the entirety. The siege, the turning, all of it. I'm happy to speak with them.
I will let them know then.
I think that would be
Happy
good.
is not the right word, but I will explain nonetheless if they wish for it.
I think they're still figuring out how they feel.
I ask not of a place with scorn or misunderstanding, but I would like to know who turned them.
That is not my place.
Yes. As Marjorie said.
It was not me. If Maisie wishes to discuss it, that is up to her. But I will state, I did not turn her, nor did I approve of the turning of her.
I will give you some time to settle and rest.
I appreciate that.
Do send them my wishes.
I will let them know. For now, we must have a family meeting.
Of course.
Can you let Maisie know that,
See,
I still care for her and view
Life
her as a
has
friend, and
changed.
if she needs anything, I'll be here.
in radical ways for the both
Of
of
course.
us. But the future,
Be
Have a
safe,
good
Tilly.
You as well.
Of course.
we will find a way forward.
What if they don't understand that? What if they see me like I'm dead and I'm not Macy anymore?
If I know anything about Mr. Valentine and Mr. Warren, is that more than likely what anger they harbor is toward the circumstance. I do not think that they see you as a monster, Missy. But I do not think we can begrudge them or ask them not to hold strong emotions about the life you would have had.
Sorry, give me a moment.
Take time for them too.
I hope so. But they seemed mad, disappointed.
They feel what they feel because they care for you, Maisie. A lot of people care for you. They don't know what really happened, and that's okay that they don't. It's always going to be your choice who to tell about whatever it is that really happened. They want to know who it was, but that's your choice to say, or not to say.
I don't know, I really want to talk about it.
If you don't want to talk about it, then don't. And that's it.
I'm just scared they might see me differently.
At some point, we might have to take that step to move forward. I understand that's scary, but I suppose at times we have no choice but to do things scared.
Hi, Dorian.
For now, Mason, and rest easy in the knowledge that you are still my sister, and I am still at your side. That much, on this day, is at least certain.
Still not going to drink what you gave me, though.
That is your choice to make.
I still need to talk with Sathrin.
Sethron won't begrudge you this. I don't think he could be mad at you over this. My apologies. We hadn't exactly intended to receive guests in this state, but it's good to meet you, Miss Karina, and I believe we've met before, sir, but I'm not familiar.
That's my cluster mate.
Mr.
I apologize for the intrusion. I sensed my social mate here and wished to check in. I didn't realize there was something of such a personal nature. My apologies.
Yes, today it seems is a rather sensitive day. It's good to see you, Dorian.
It's good to see you as well.
If what the two of you wish for is for space, then we will grant it. And you can close those doors and we will simply walk away. Know that we care. That you will learn to live this new life and what it means. That you'll be okay. That I don't see you differently.
That's good.
I appreciate your kind words. If it is all the same to you, yes, we would like some privacy during this time. And I know, Miss Hannah, Dante's searching for it. I swore to help him, but I haven't spoken in a while.
Of course. Take care of your own. And if you wish for company, if you wish for an ear, I'd be happy to speak on it. I also became what I am in adulthood. I understand the difficulty of the shift. If that's something you want to talk about at some point, I'd be happy to tell you all about it.
Thank you, Miss Karina. You're very kind.
Of course. Now, Hannah, I think perhaps we should give them some space. Do you want to go to the underground? You could go there. I wish.
A moment's respite.
I wish it hadn't
Allow me to get more comfortable.
happened, but it has.
So, what exactly did happen for someone who's been out of the room?
Well, part of it isn't really.
Let us relax.
Here's what I've heard. Maisie has died and become a vampire. There was an attack. She got caught in the crossfire.
I see.
Probably. I was in torpor at the time.
Let us relax.
From the sounds of it, an accident? She wasn't the target. If she was caught in the crossfire.
No, she was not the target. I also know more, and I'm also not really at liberty to say. It's not my story to tell. I wasn't there. And right now it seems that Maisie has... I wish Lady thought.
I saw what you signed, Hannah, about her potential cure. I'm always skeptical about those sorts of things.
She will be. Yes. It's Maisie's decision what to talk about and what not to talk about right now. I think that speaking on it would prove a breach of trust.
Of course, I'm not asking any more at this time.
Thank you.
I doubt that the cure is related, which is why I was switching topics to that.
Yes, Dante at the research division is looking into a cure for vampirism, and also on the cure of the condition of being withered. He has a withered there, named Orem, that he's been working with. He asked me to take a look at her core. Did she?
I could see use for the condition of being withered. I find the notion of cures for a simple state of being to be a little distasteful personally, but perhaps that is simply from hearing again and again the name of affliction thrown away when it is not that. So
I suppose I personally theorize the withered to be a result of extreme starvation, along with proximity to shadow magic. I'm not sure if it's reversible, but it's my belief that they were once vampires, like us. Or I suppose more like Alexei. They weren't rotlings. And, well, given our immortal nature, the starvation was able to sort of take hold far, far deeper than it would for any mortal person. A mortal would just die. I see.
I worry about advertising a potential cure for vampirism, especially if it turns out not to be possible, to be doing nothing but bring misery to those who are holding on to it as hope.
Yes. Dante's working on it, and he's fairly open about that fact. I'm pretty sure what I saw in the core was blood and shadow, but I have to meditate on it to be sure.
I feel like there's a certain type of hope that is harmful when it's hope against your state of being.
Dashed hope is a painful thing, crushed hope even worse. I think my thought, I suppose.
When it's a hope that you will cease being you, rather than acceptance of who you are.
My concern is that in order to become a vampire, you have to die. And I don't think there's any coming back from that. Not truly. That is the only way you become a vampire. No matter how it happens, vampire, rotling, to go from living to undead, you must pass death's door. And I am not sure that that can ever really be undone. It is the nature of our condition that either we were born this way, or at some point or another, we died. Yes, many odd things have happened. It feels to me a little bit like a rule of the world that you can't come back from that, but magic is capable of a great many things. Maybe it will be capable of this.
If Axiom wills it as possible, then that's Axiom's will. But as I said, perhaps it's just me being sensitive about the matter, about people again and again talking about the possibility of hearing rotlings being rotlings. But I don't know. It's it makes me a tad uncomfortable in a way, I suppose. I know. I didn't choose to become a Rodling.
Archivarius is very untrusting. I did choose this, in a sense. I did not have the choice on whether or not my life ended. I did have the choice on whether it continued.
I believe there's a certain amount of peace that needs to be made.
I disagree. A moment's
With the... well... realities of... your situation, I suppose you could say. Learning to love who you are.
Your brother?
I didn't know that he worked on that cure.
I never met him, and I'm sorry for that. He seems like someone I would have liked to know. And I think I would have loved to meet him. Sometimes it feels like, all that I have in this place is memories, stories. Tell me, what was his favorite flower? And why did he like it? I see. I've always been partial to morning lilies, which might not be so much of a surprise. They've always been my favorite.
Yeah, smell is it's very important for invoking memories.
Yes. Yes, it does.
So, I have to ask though, because I don't know much of what happened. This attack that happened, is anyone being blamed for this? Do we know the parties responsible?
Not us. I know that for certain.
Well, that I know, but it could be pointed that way. Okay, that's good to hear. I guess the question is, are they coming back? Or are they gone?
I don't know. From what I know, they failed in what they were trying to do. Some of them probably got killed because of it.
I see. Well, I'm working with bits and pieces here, so I'm just trying to cover my bases.
Not us. Not the cult. Not Noctum, from what I know.
I don't see why it would be Noctum, but right, it's...
Looks like your sod needs repairs, Dorian. Is that something you can take care of? Oh. Would you like, I forget. I could probably be present for this meeting, just not the follow-up, if you catch my meaning. He did ask, after all.
You may bend to my will.
Oh, are we going to this? Alright.
Bend to my will.
I will assert my will.
Let me make sure actually, we're just going to a meeting, right?
I am incapable of being subtle, so I will not be joining.
Alright.
Assert my will.
The reason... So, Dorian, to give the short of it, there's plans in motion to see what can be done about Sterling, but I and you should not make any direct appearances with regards to him for fear of, well, we're too high profile.
Indeed.
I'll let you know what I learn.
All right.
I'll see you later, okay?
I'll see you later.
Travel safe.
I miss Lady Thanavi. I wish she was awake more.
Whole crew.
Absolutely.
Come on in.
Very nice, very nice. I made an order of 100 bottles, and it was very quick, very efficient, and all there and all good.
3 individuals. Interesting.
More HUDs. Who's here?
Good to see you, Squeak.
Oh, that
Alright,
is
we
a
have
face I
Hannah.
did not expect.
Yep, who else is here that's matching with Hannah?
I yield. The
Hello, Hannah.
is yours.
I would know who's in our estate.
Well, definitely we got Hannah here.
Absolutely.
I know this individual, and I know them to be very secretive.
Yes, indeed. If we don't know who's in here, we will not be discussing anything.
They are trustworthy, I can confirm.
I can vouch for them too.
I can only imagine it's the same Hannah that was at Jezebel's training.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
That is fair.
And in that case, I think it's fine.
Come to me.
Yes, I am in agreement with you, dear. I'm not budging on this matter at all.
I-
Bonjour, Monsieur Aaron. Welcome back.
The one with Hannah, I did invite. So it's not a surprise visitor.
As leaders of the circle, we have a responsibility to know who's been welcomed into our home.
Yes, I know who it is. If you want, I can come with me. It shouldn't be a problem.
Of course.
Did I miss anything?
Not yet.
Not much.
Do you have any rocks on you?
Rocks. I have shiny rocks.
That work. Oh, may I have this rock? This stone?
So it shall be.
Starting a geode collection with scene squeaks.
No, I'm arranging them around Miss Vespera to help her make her more comfortable.
Maybe I should be
Quite an interesting thing to do, but
Let us relax.
Of course.
Yep, they're all happy to have you.
So it shall be.
You can have your gemstones back.
Allow me to get more
Allow me to get more comfortable. Knight's greeting. As you wish.
Yeah, we should pull up more chairs. Guess we can sit it over here on the poofs.
I'll have a seat. To get more.
Apologies.
Allow me to get more comfortable.
I'll have a seat.
Oh, you can sit there.
Moment's respite.
Aww.
I'll have
The
a
simple
seat.
of it is, we all know that Sterling is up to no good, and we're gonna try and do a bit of a heist against him, which hopefully will remove some of his witch dust supply. Now, I doubt trying to attack him will necessarily go over well, so this is meant to mostly be a stealth mission. Of course, if he finds out and starts hitting us back, we plan on having a plan B of a few people nearby that can come help. Now, gist of it is me and May are going to pose as some buyers carrying a lot of witch dust and going to keep him distracted. And inside the box of witch dust, we're going to put a few rats, which would be Hestia and Squeaks, you volunteered. Passathea would as well, but she's not here at the moment. So that should give them pretty easy access to his warehouse, which we're expecting to hold a whole bunch of witch dust. Yasad, who just left, is going to go fashion a bomb that should trigger and detonate a lot of that witch dust.
If there is need, I can also provide siege columns should we be trapped inside to make our way out.
I'm curious question though. Do we know what the aftermath of an explosion in a warehouse of witch dust shall be?
I do not know if exploding it is the way to go, personally.
Well, Passathea had agreed for a second option of eating all the witch dust.
Alternatively, we can simply remove it from his stores.
Witch dust, at least in the last age, when in contact with entropy, it became regular sand.
Yeah, I suppose if it's a quantity that can be carried, feel free to grab as much as you can.
I was also going to say, would it be possible... Did I just hear correctly that before, when witch dust came in contact with entropy, it became inert? If you ever needed to, we could make an attempt at creating and channeling entropy, though it wouldn't be an easy thing.
We wouldn't have to. We have to run things here.
That is true.
No, the meteorite magic could still be channeled in the witch dust. I know, because I almost blew myself up with it. A risky set of experiments.
Well, Passathea, who is one of the rats who is going in, is also. She said she'd just eat it, but
A moment's respite. Hello. Allow me to get more comfortable.
That is indeed true.
yes. Well, okay. So the sketches I've got are the warehouse and the weapons room are separate.
I
I do
believe I
believe
hear
someone...
knocking.
Indeed.
I'll have a seat.
I will hold my tongue until the door is closed.
Seeing the meeting, aren't you?
Yes, there's a lot of people.
A moment's respite.
Ah, bonjour, Monsieur Yassot.
Hello, Squeaks.
Let us relax.
Do not mind the stone circle. It is to help Miss Vespera feel more comfortable. Do you happen to have any rocks on you?
I do not.
Unfortunate.
I do, actually.
Wonderful.
It's
Miss
not a
Vespera,
lot.
may I approach you to add rocks to your circle?
Of course.
Suppose I can get a rundown of what I missed a bit later.
first let me pass this around. Here is some notes I got from someone who's been into the warehouse before and got a bit of a layout.
Let us see here.
Should we close the door to ensure nobody can hear?
The front door is closed.
Ah, wonderful. I do not know how far the echo carries. It would not, I imagine, be possible to fashion some sort of bag with like a few strings of entropy that can dissipate the witch dust while we are working.
In theory, you could.
I was going to say, being able to.
Miss... I can send a letter to someone that did have access to radiant fiber.
Wait. You all need the radiant fiber, correct? The Dark Ones may be able to assist.
There was those fibers that you found inside that dungeon, correct?
Indeed. I do believe we still have...
You have radiant fiber.
Yes, we found it in a crypt of sorts.
Is there something wrong with radiant fiber?
Radiant fiber absorbs magic and almost killed Lily in some regards, although it was a byproduct in the last era. It clogged the pores and choked the Lay. Exactly.
I see. If we are able to make a bag out of it, and we get permission, I feel like this is something we need to seek permission of the keepers for, however, and that needs to be returned to the keepers at the end.
And also,
agreed.
Using something that we haven't done proper research into, given that we know entropy has changed since 200 years ago, but we don't know how it has changed about radiant fiber.
Yes, I was going to say, I have been poking at entropy for study purposes, but I've not had radiant fiber to poke at.
Perhaps
is not some benign material for research.
I'm a scholar and a mage. I do my research in places where it's not going to hurt others.
So... I see. So no to the radiant fiber bag?
Radiant fiber was an imbalance. It might not be now. Entropy was an imbalance. It is no longer.
So you think the alternate to blowing it up is bring a bag of radiant fiber and mix it with the witch dust?
Not necessarily, it was an idea, but as you can tell, I'm not as informed about the magic of this land as most of you are.
And I'd also not want to risk, even if it is currently balanced, I don't want to expose radiant fiber to that much regular magic, because if we don't happen to recall, at least those that were around 200 years ago, what happened when a High Fae ate the magical barrier surrounding Oakvale?
I can assume an explosion.
No, worse.
Oh,
massively propagated the entropic situation. It made it immensely worse.
So then, moving it out of the warehouse seems to be the best option.
Question is then, how much can we move out?
I have a pretty big bag, but unless we can create a system where we can kind of toss the bags out to people that can move us out and then give us other bags, we'll only be able to get so much.
I still think we should just pass it to Rotlings with passive entropy, and that should be enough.
It's a slow dissipation in that case, though.
Yeah,
It will still help the process a little bit. Having multiple options.
See, I don't know if the witch dust, as much as that's a problem, he's also got a lot of tech down there, and if we blow up an explosion that destroys his witch dust and his tech, that might do more.
I worry, depending on exactly how much witch dust is there, that such explosion might take the entirety of our Doran out with it, if what I am told about witch dust and explosions is true.
It wouldn't be able to react to all of the witch dust in that manner. Witch dust does need to be exposed to some rather extreme circumstances to actually release that energy.
I'm going to actually suggest that we don't blow it up, because I remember that they stored a large amount of power in their basements. They told me. So,
The entire basement is a series of batteries of electricity.
yes.
Well, sadly, I never got to mess with witch dust in the prior age.
This building here on the second floor, if I may interrupt, spire altar. What is it?
I don't know if Evangeline managed to get up there. I think that spot was. I think there was a window, but you couldn't actually get in. It was a much harder lock to pick.
Queen Hestia is right.
Is the research kept in that building or a different one?
There are 3 buildings. One is in Western Farbane, and the other 2 are next to each other in Southern. We are not sure exactly all the details, though I believe the one in Western Farbane belongs to an individual named Clementine who busies herself with mechanical birds.
And I should be kept for research materials then, just in case. Albeit if I were them, I would likely not hold it in the same building as all of our supplies.
Probably not. And Kayla is in fact the head of the operation as far as I know. She is, by Andros's own words, it's her I think we need to be the most worried about. Should.
Yeah, I never got a confirmation from Evangeline how much witch dust she saw in the warehouse, but it sounds like there's some defenses. Everybody keeps saying he probably upped his defenses.
Reminds me, I formerly knocked a man during the last siege. The Arbiter appeared and stole something. I'm not sure what, but it was an artifact.
It wouldn't be the first time that the Arbiter steals something during a conflict.
Indeed.
I think it might have been an amulet. I do believe whoever goes into a warehouse needs to keep an eye out for it, or anything relating to it.
Of course. I also am aware that they are in the process of studying the creation of perfect jewels. If we can find information on that, it would be something worthwhile.
Hmm.
Spider takes. Oh. Sorry, I know what you're talking about. I heard spider and I immediately got on edge.
No, it is a machine that he says he hunts deer with. Which seems like overkill to me, but
Indeed it does.
also Alexei, I believe, wants the stone puppy. Wait. Ice puppy, not stone puppy. Alexei kind of called dibs on the ice puppy though. The first time we went there, he bonded with it. He even petted it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know you could
I
get
want to
them
know.
in ice form.
I want to know what exactly you mean by ice. It's an ice golem. Oh.
Wait, it's a tiny little ice golem.
Yeah, so me and May are gonna go in. We're probably gonna take Babel as a bodyguard. Yasad, might as well come in with us as like our witch dust expert. I think that's a good enough excuse for you to be in the room.
D'accord. If all things go well, then our plan is you go in and sneak us in, and we sneak out with as much witch dust as we can, while also feeding most of it to Pasithea. And then we sneak out how?
Well, it sounds like most of the locks between the storage, the warehouse, are easy to pick, so you might be able to get out that way. Otherwise, we have the option. We have enough witch dust to buy two weapons. I was thinking that first we overpay, and then when it comes to buying the second, we say, "Oops, we gave you too much in the first one. Can you double check and bring our box back? And if you guys hide back in the box, we might just bring you back out."
Or he opens the box and finds us inside.
Well, that's a risk getting inside in the first place.
That is true.
And there's a lot of witch dust.
Is there a way to place a false bottom on the box?
We could probably manage that. The trick will be getting him to bring the box into the warehouse and then keeping him distracted for 20 ticks or so, and then coming up with a reason that we need to check our original, like saying we overpaid, and having him bring it back out.
Have a stipulation. There is a point that I think we are overlooking that has nothing to do with Sterling in this matter. We are going to attack Andrew Sterling, it seen as a power play. I suggest that whoever participates in this operation, besides the buyers, of course, are hooded. This way, should any outsiders see us, I cannot point fingers at any individual. However, with the threat of secrecy comes the threat of people mingling within us and pretending to be us. We may want to have a symbol or a sign or a phrase that we can tell each other apart from the Arbiter or Kayla or whoever decides to don a hood.
That's assuming that they even let us onto the premises wearing said hoods.
I am speaking about the rats. Unfortunately, Monsieur Yasod, I do not believe yourself and the others will have the, how do you say, the liberty to do such a thing. But considering you all mostly, how do you say, neutral parties and also kind of wild cards, I do not think anyone will hold it against you as a power play, except for you perhaps, Monsieur Yasod.
I'm already labeled war criminal. People will probably just label it as that.
Mm-hmm. We could, but
It is more difficult to hide in bright pink, as most environments are not bright pink.
Mm-hmm.
Or subtle pink, I suppose.
A signal should do. Wait. A signal or a phrase, something.
If you want to be extra safe, you could have each member of the operation have their own distinct symbol so that it cannot be learned and imitated at
It will be harder to keep track of, but it is worthwhile to prevent things like...
If you are 3 people, it will not be that difficult.
We are only going to be a few inside, Monsieur Alexis.
What about the rest of us then? Those who aren't bartering or inside the warehouse?
Monsieur T?
Possibly on standby in case things go wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 options. Probably on standby in case, we get caught and getting attacked. Then we might need a bunch of people to rush in to help us. The other option is... It sounded like Noctum almost wanted to attack you directly. We could throw down some siege golems while the deal is happening, and maybe he'll leave his house.
Can provide up to 30 siege golems.
I was going to say, if things do go wrong, in all technicality, we probably could just send a letter to Nocta.
I still have communicated with Lady Eleanor regularly. Well, semi-regularly. I could maybe send a missive to her. She should listen.
Yeah, maybe we should have a signal if something goes wrong. If the people on the outside drop like a bunch of siege golems, that should be a big distraction to take his focus off us.
But it then becomes an official assault, so that should be the last possible... It should be the last recourse. Absolutely. I do not think we should assault Andrew Sterling outright. It is not a good look for anyone involved.
Indeed, and it might force Sterling to accelerate whatever plans I have.
I agree that should be...
Golem wedding outside.
Do we know how siege golems react to large quantities of witch dust? it is also a risk in that case, so definitely last resort.
Powerful dark magic at that.
I remember providing a lot of silver for it.
That being said, I do not think we have the time to make a super golem. Nor do I think it would be productive in this endeavor.
Yeah, I think the primary thing is just don't get caught.
The primary thing is simply don't get caught. You're not wrong. Hmm.
Ideally, for our stealth team, we'd want an easy way to get out. At least some sort of emergency escape plan.
I don't imagine it is possible to use dust collars for that purpose.
Unsure.
You mean modifying a dust collar to get yourself out?
Oui.
Actually, it could be possible. I don't know if we'd have enough time to trial and error it. But altering the magic of a dust collar to do such a thing, it could be a possibility.
It could also kill a person if something goes wrong.
Oui, which is the risk. That is why it would require testing, but it is good to keep in mind for future experiments.
Yes, I think it could be done. It is something that I can look into for future.
D'accord.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough project to pull off in one cycle, but
Yeah, that is not going to happen in one cycle, definitely not, but for future use, I think it could be possible.
I would like to participate in your research, Miss. Please remind me of your name.
Lady Veronica Delaney. You can just call me Lady Vera.
Lady Vera. I would like to participate.
The horrible could work.
It depends
That
if I
is
can
true.
bypass sigil magics enough for it, but I can certainly give it a go. Tempted magics. I'll have to test what I can. If anybody is willing to have their castle be a tryout, please inform me.
Considering that it is testing, I would be willing to offer you my shop as testing grounds. Does he even have a castle heart? My shop is very close to Sterling. It will have to be kept quiet. But I already have a little hole inside my house, and I am a rat, so it seems more logical that I be the one asking for little rat holes so that I can get around my estate more easily. And I do not think that Director Zorot would be happy with adding more rat holes to the academy.
I would not do that on Academy.
yeah, that's one thing that concerned me was Evangeline said you guys did the exact same thing?
Well, I was half the time I was a rat, and half the time I was in my two-legged form, and the entire time I was within his. So he knows it was the other rat, Snooter, not me. But he is going to be more wary of rats.
So you didn't hide the rats in a box? So
No,
that's
inside of a pocket.
So hopefully he's not going to check the box for rats.
Hopefully.
So our plan so far is a false bottom bar. And then we feed Pasithea the witch dust, and we move out the rest. I did give Miss Hestia about 1,500 rats. Miss Hestia, would you be willing to give him a rat infestation? Wait, I was going to give her 2,000, but Vox got to the 500 before I could, so they are dead, unfortunately.
We do have a lot of rats, but Hestia takes care of her rats.
Oui, she does. Unfortunately, Academy rule is all rats must die on campus, but I have been saving them secretly. Please do not tell Director Zorot. That is fine. If you wish, we can find other rats. I can go to the cemetery and we can flood him with rats. But only if you approve, Miss Hestia.
Hmm.
May I ask, all the people who are going to sneak in, do they have bat leather bags?
I know Hestia does. I don't know about Pasithea.
Yes, we would have to ask Miss Pasithea. The people who will sneak inside are who?
Yourself, Hestia, and Pasithea.
So that's... Let me do some math. We would be able to, should our pockets be empty, move about 1,800 pinches of witch dust each on top of feeding Miss Pasithea.
And we're already bringing 1,600.
That will be moved out. Well, we will be moving out more than we are moving in. The problem becomes we do not have the means of destroying what lay inside after we are gone.
You saw the bomb you make. Can you put a timer on it?
I believe I can do this. It's a pretty simple mechanism.
No,
I still want, as much as we can steal a bunch of witch dust out, I'd still like to make it go boom. But maybe we can make it go after a few ticks, after everybody's left.
That being said, the issue returns to the fact that the man has a giant series of electrical batteries, and if we blow things up, it could go very, very wrong. And with it being so close to the oasis, I am not certain I am comfortable with that. We need more controlled methods.
That even if the witch dust doesn't explode with the explosives, a massive cloud of the stuff being released around the oasis spirits.
It is not a good idea. It needs to be something controlled. It needs to be something that is also true. You bring a good point.
Yeah,
My
I'm
phone
not
was
sure
on
how-
end the entire time I was there.
I did see he had a whole bunch of traps outside. I went and looked, and he's got like almost rat traps outside.
Is there a way we could short circuit the grid without using rats?
Yes. Oh, there should be if we could get an idea of what the grid actually looks like, but there might not be time for that.
You could easily build. Let me think. If only we had some sort of device to temporarily shut down the grid.
Well,
An example of pardon?
sorry.
I mean, worst case scenario. Oh, sorry.
Does he get his power from within his own estate or from outside of it?
He gets his power from the storms, the very big storms, and then he stockpiles them into batteries. So his estate is run on batteries inside the estate, and also Gloomheart.
And maybe the answer lies in Gloomrot.
If he's using batteries, then it wouldn't. EMPs would be an option. It would, with how big that place is, it would take quite a lot, or ones in very specific places.
EMPs aren't subtle. I've never encountered an EMP, so... Even if we overload the grid, I don't think blowing it up is a good idea, because as Monsieur Yesod pointed out, any cloud is not a good idea.
As in absorb it. I'm...
It would be a worthwhile test, but again, I do think we would need the permission from the keepers for that, and they would need to oversee the entire thing, and the radiant fibers would need to be given off to them after the fact. If it is as damaging to the lay as you said.
Well, it used to be. Given the security.
We can't risk on a used to be that it may or may not be. When it comes to the lay, not with radiant fiber.
Well, I'm not saying bring it along for this case.
I'm not saying necessarily for this case. It is the perspective you are taking that can be dangerous with this matter.
Regardless, we've confirmed that the stuff still exists, and it would also be equally as harmful to not find out more about it.
I have a quarantine lab. I can run localized tests if need be.
If Heinrich in the Darkwoods are able to find some, who's to say there isn't some festering away somewhere if it is still a problem? If it isn't a problem, and the stuff is much more harmless now, then, well, the more we know.
Well, to note, what the Darkwoods found wasn't groin, naturally. It was in chest.
Wait, it was in a chest. It was inside of a crypt.
Likely saved over.
Hey, Hestia, I think we're mostly just hashing out smaller details if you want to head to bed.
Absolutely.
Bonne nuit, Miss Hastia.
Rest well, you two.
Bonne nuit, Miss May. At the end of the day, it is a matter that we need to get permission from the keepers. Otherwise, it is simply not an idea I'm willing to test out.
So it shall be.
Well, I think we've got a lot of ideas thrown around that are really helping. Because the bomb might not have been the best.
Yes, I feel like you were planning on doing this mid next cycle. I feel like this needs more planning than that.
I agree.
The last thing we need is Vardaran looking like an Exarca.
Yeah, I don't want more rumors spreading. The more we talk about it, the more rumors can spread. And we don't want the Arbiter showing up and assassinating anybody else. If we can do something earlier, it's probably better.
The Arbiter will most likely still be active even after we steal Witch Dust. That will not change. We are only slowing down their plans, not ending it. That being said, this operation should double not only to remove some of their witch dust, but also gain the information and the proof that the Arbiter is, in fact, without the shadow of a doubt, more than a threat than the individuals of Vardaran realize. If we can get Vardaran to unite against the Arbiter as a whole, that will be enough.
Yes, I think treating this more as a stealth mission to learn and a step on the right path, instead of an all-out thing of its own, is the best way to approach it.
Unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Miss May and individuals of the Circle, but in doing so, you have opened your doors for conversation to continue for quite a while. I understand if you do not want to host this in the future steps, but this is a process that will continue for a long time. I hope you understand the risks. I'm sure you understand the risks far better than I do, but nonetheless.
If we need to rotate meeting places for safety, I can speak with my family on using the estate or some of our other plots as meeting points. Yes, but I think if word gets out of anyone being here, we are already under, well, a lot of risk.
Well, I think we can all agree on one thing at this point, and that is that we should prevent the Arbiter from getting any more amulets of great power. Therefore, having them likely won't lead to anything good.
I think is it decided that we are striking next cycle for certain?
I'm pretty sure the plan is next cycle. We've got a time for a meeting. I think if we keep canceling and rescheduling with Sterling, that could cause some problems.
That is
We
true.
might have already made Sterling suspicious.
In that case, oui, Miss Vera, Lady Vera.
I think before doing what you are going to do next cycle, trying not to blow anything up, and using it as a way to get some witch dust out and gain more information is the best start we can have.
Get witch dust out, get more information, and we are not going to do anything with radiant fibers. It requires permission and also it requires study. Supervised study, if there is to have any. Also, the next step, if Miss Vera and I can study the altering of dust crawlers, will make the next job a lot easier. Do electrical fields interact with magic? Then probably much more than we can supply.
Yes, it very much depends on how the electrical field is set up, but they can.
It is a good idea nonetheless. And keep in mind there are 3 locations as a whole. There is a good chance we would have to strike all 3 one day or the other. The mist idea is not a bad one, perhaps for Clementine's location. We do not know if she has such a large grid as Sterling does. If we can also test Vespera's ability to create a hole for the hats to get out of, it would allow us to go in and out more than once, which would be good.
I don't know if I'll have time before next cycle, but I can certainly do it for future endeavors.
That is true.
Or maybe the rats could take some tools with them to help make a hole from the inside.
I can't imagine that would be quiet.
It would not be quiet and it would be far too long. I'm not talking about using tools.
I think the first idea is, let's say we use the false box, false floor, and then we'll basically keep
Allow me to get more comfortable.
Behold. I'll have a seat.
I shall be with spirits for a few moments.
So might as well wait for Squeaks and Hannah A or B and Dreamer to wake up. Or I suppose we can just make notes of the final few items.
I feel like tomorrow, or next cycle for you, is very much going to be a... You can have a plan, but there are too many variables. There's the potential to go very, very wrong. And everyone needs to be prepared and able to make decisions on the spot.
Yes, I concur.
Yes, and us going in as a distraction, we'll just kind of be throwing things off the cuff to try and keep him busy. Ask to test out his weapons, and maybe we'll just ask him to show where's the magic done, show us around.
Can you...
Anything to keep him busy.
If you can spiritually send me the exact time, I will see if I can be available and out of torpor.
I do believe I shall not be able to interact with the Arbiter directly because it's quite hard to hide my foxtail and scale deer at this point. Plus, I'm quite tall, as some of you can see. Though, I shall try to be on standby for an emergency.
If you could also send me spiritually the time, that would be appreciated.
I believe
Not
the last
because...
one did have a rough time frame. I don't have the exact time, I just had an estimate of when he would be available.
D'accord. Please let me know, not because I do not think I will be able to be there. I know that I will. It is just a matter of sometimes I get started on a project and I get carried away.
You
So to be
do.
clear, we you have spent most of the cycle with me, and that was a quiet day, so.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this entire discussion has been making me consider. I've been thinking of establishing a personal research complex, and mayhap a private one could be used not only for coordination between our numbers, but for more. Well, it could be used to test our theories, test the witch dust, any witch dust we gather.
You also have access to the research division of the Academy, which will remain neutral always. Experiments are experiments, and we are more than happy to have individuals bring their theories and test them out. Mostly neutral. What do you mean?
Well, that is true. I've actually applied for the research division recently for personal reasons.
In that instance, it was a matter of the individual had a meeting prior set with another individual of the, and we cannot forego. We cannot mess with people's times like that, is what I understand.
Oh dear, I apologize, everyone. I must go. I have an urgent meeting with Lady Eleanor about personal research of mine.
D'accord. Be safe.
If I could, you as well. If I could be let out, please.
Monsieur Teak?
Oh, and do keep an eye on the way gates. If my theory is proven correct this cycle, then we finally may have a cure to Gorge Room. A proper one.
No, I believe we do not have much more to discuss.
Yeah, I was going to
Can
say
we
it's about time to wrap it up.
just go over the plan one last time so that everything is in order? If the door could be closed.
This way.
So, simply put, 4 individuals are going to go inside under the pretense of being buyers. We are going to have 3 rats in a false bottom inside of a box, which is packed with witch dust. The rats' goal is to feed Miss Pasithea as much witch dust as we possibly can, and then sneak out with the rest of the witch dust. I will note that we did not discuss where the witch dust goes. Does it matter? Because for mine, it was simply go to the academy.
I don't have any use for it. After we basically use it as this flag to buy stuff, we can all go to the academy.
I mean, I also have quite a number of uses for it, given my own research.
You are researching, that is true. In that case, I will be willing to spare some of the witch dust with you, Monsieur Yasod, for your aid in this event. But most of it will go to the academy.
It may also come useful in trying to figure out altering the dust colors, but I'm not sure yet.
Oui, please do keep me updated on that.
Yes, I will be sure to write you next cycle so that we can start at least coming up with theories.
And then the escape plan is get back in the box in the hope that he brings it out when you have overpaid. But what if he does, and if he does not, you will make a commotion to get us out?
Feelings one way or the other.
Yeah, I think that's either a commotion, though it sounded like those locks in that area are easy to pick, so I'd say the rat should bring some lock picks. You might be able to get out that way. But
That is doable. I have lockpicked quite a bit in my rat years of Rangelberg. Oui, I can furnish some golems, as I mentioned. I I do not know if carrying some inside of the facilities is a good idea. Not much dust. So I will try to find some. Oui, d'accord. What is our signal if we cannot get out?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think
If you have familiars who can get through and in and out of places that they shouldn't, sending a familiar is possible.
I have a pigeon. That is all.
I have a magical familiar. My familiars are partially illusion and can get to places where they shouldn't. I can lend one if you want.
Of course. Wonderful. In that case, that should be pretty much everything. The plan is kind of... We will see once we get there and get as much information as we can. I believe it is time for us to go. It is getting a little stuffy in the... But everything is good?
So it shall be.
Yeah, I think that's you basically summarized the whole plan.
D'accord.
I mean, we'll be meeting up before the operation tomorrow, or next cycle anyway, so...
Do send me a letter with the time. I look forward to the
I do
party.
also have another get out of jail free card, which is a bit,
Squeaks, I will send you a letter and a small package with... Well, it's going to...
Try to keep up.
I don't want to deal with her. I hate vampire hunters. Well, that was awkward. Upstairs right now.